The first one I really do think is in the right order, and that is by promoting your business through the pay-per-click search engines. And I have worked with a number of clients who have embraced this and have done very, very well. I've also worked with a number of clients that were apprehensive about using pay-per-click advertising to promote a business because they wanted to keep their costs low, or they even wanted to keep their costs to zero. And one of the problems with keeping your costs at zero is you really, when you make that decision, you're really making the decision to be at the starting gate for a very, very long time. There's no other better way to bring in visitors to your website instantly than by focusing on pay-per-click. And that's what's so great about it. And you can use it to get traffic to your website within the next 24 hours. So if you're sitting there looking at your website going, I don't have enough visitors coming into my website and potentially buying my products, this is something that you can do right now, and you can get people to your website instantly, right? We say within 24 hours, but you can actually launch a Google AdWords campaign, and you can, in a lot of cases, be getting traffic within an hour, and you can launch it right away, right? So Google AdWords is the first and foremost place where you want to go to launch a pay-per-click campaign and start increasing your traffic. We've had some other conversations about Google AdWords on these calls, and I don't think everyone has necessarily embraced this as a promotion strategy yet. Some people are certainly working it through. And there could be a lot to it, and hopefully you're using our coaching and support to build as you move forward through that campaign, because you don't want to just sort of wing it, because you don't want to sort of blow your budget on keywords and on advertising that's not going to bring you money. But there's certainly right ways and wrong ways to do it. But that being said, Google AdWords, I think first and foremost, if you've just launched a website, or you're just about to, or if you're in the boat where you've got a website, you've published it, and you're not getting enough traffic, or you're not doing really anything to promote it and get people there, and and you really don't have enough traffic to make sales, you just absolutely have to look at and put into place a Google AdWords campaign. It gets things started. It helps you to solve so many problems in your business. You'll prove your entire sales process. It will open the doors to so many other promotional strategies that you wouldn't otherwise have if you haven't been promoting and advertising your business. And think about all the other businesses, online or offline, that are big businesses. They advertise all the time, right? And that's what it takes to run a successful business. You have to bring people in the door, right? CJ, any comments you want to add about pay-per-click advertising, Google AdWords, what we've been talking about so far?
Yeah, one really, really critical thing that I just want to repeat is that when you're doing keyword research, and I think I've said this many, many times, and I think you sort of touch on this. When you're doing keyword research, you're getting data that is, usually about 30 days outdated to the entire year's worth of trending. With Google AdWords pay-per-click with an active campaign, you're getting immediate search data, which means you can act immediately. And as a solo entrepreneur, an independent entrepreneur who's building a website on their own, and is eager to do it and kind of knows the process and can act right away and doesn't need a board of directors or, a huge operations team to kind of make decisions, you can take the keyword research that you get out of pay-per-click, which is, again, immediate. It's like up to the last hour. And you can reshuffle and do a lot of things that you would never even be able to kind of do without a lot of excess time and people involved in other circumstances. And I think for that reason alone, I would also really, truly consider pay-per-click not just a great traffic tool, but an incredible investment on keyword research and an ongoing up-to-date investment, because that, I mean, keywords do drive traffic, and keywords give you the anchor text to work into, some of these other strategies we're going to talk about, and keywords give you the opportunity to create new landing pages that, again, would be more relevant to some of these other opportunities, and so on and so forth. It gives you something to build on. So that's my 2 bits on it. I mean, I absolutely love pay-per-click. I don't think at this point I would ever launch a business without it.
Exactly. And, my favorite thing about pay-per-click is that it's instant. I can launch a website today, and I can be getting streams of my target visitors to that website that same day. I had clients in one of the last 5-day clinics that I did where in the first 24 hours they received over 400 visitors to their website and sold 2 copies of their ebook. In the first 24 hours of launching the site. And that's a fantastic result for such a early, so early on in the life cycle of their business. I mean, to be able to prove their sales process that quickly gives you the information you need as a marketer to really start to scale things up and to promote things in different ways. And I brought this up just quickly because, still there's people who don't necessarily understand where Google AdWords shows up. Now, most people are focused on organic search results, which we'll talk about in more detail in a moment, which really will get you listed in this section right here that I've highlighted. These are the organic search results. And then you'll notice that at the top of the results page, you've got sort of these 3 listings right here, which are marked ads. And then you've got 8 down the right-hand side here as well. Those are also ads. So when you are advertising through a pay-per-click campaign or through Google AdWords, you can put your website at least down this right-hand side, but if it's a top-performing ad, you can find yourself listed right here. And it's been statistically proven that the first result on a results page, doesn't matter if it's a sponsored ad or if it's organic or an organic search result, 50% of the click-throughs go through the very first link on the page. And, so if you can fine-tune your ad and get yourself in the position where you can be at least in this top section right here, you could be capturing the majority of the traffic that's coming through for the keyword that they're typing in, because like 90% of the clicks are going to go to these top 3. And Google knows that, and that's why they reserve these spots for their paid advertisers. And all of the non-paid, organically listed websites are sort of down below. So this is great news as a marketer, and what you can really use this to your advantage because you can put yourself right here, right, by having a top-performing ad. You can't just buy this spot. You have to earn it by writing good ads and getting the click-throughs, but it's not necessarily that difficult to get here if you're doing it right. And the nice thing about this is that a lot of your competition is not doing it correctly. So that's something that we can definitely help coach you through how to get your ad listed in these positions. All right. And of course, it doesn't end there. Oh, look at that. I had a picture about it already. I didn't even have to do that, but it's not as interesting. It doesn't have to stop there. You can actually expand your reach, and you can advertise on the Bing and the Yahoo search engines as well. And if you had pay-per-click ads running on Bing and on Yahoo and on Google all at the same time, you'd be targeting almost 90%, maybe more, 90% of all of the search traffic that's happening on the internet just from those 3 search engines. So that's most of your target audience, right? That's using a search engine would be easily targeted by placing ads on all 3 search engines. And Bing and Yahoo just recently merged their advertising networks, so now you are advertising on both search engines by just placing your ad in one place in the Microsoft Advertising Network, and you end up on both search engines. And so that announcement that they had merged was actually great news because it simplified things. Because it was otherwise you were having to manage 3 different advertising networks, but now you only have to manage 2, and you get the 3 top search engines that represent over 90% of the search traffic, right? So you can get yourself some great traffic instantly. So, don't sit back and wait for sort of the traffic to come to you. You go get it, right? And that's where you'll get the momentum going in your business, and you will get the much-needed traffic that will convert into sales. And the nice thing about pay-per-click, too, is that you can target it on a keyword-by-keyword basis. So you can target the exact keyword phrases that are likely to turn into sales.